Have you ever heard strange noises in your home at night? Maybe creaky floors or missing keys. In Slavic folklore, these odd occurrences could be the work of a mysterious house spirit, Kikimora. She's unpredictable, sometimes helpful, sometimes vengeful. But what exactly is a Kikimora? And why has she captured the imagination of so many for centuries? Today, we're going to dive into the myth of Kikimora, both the helpful housekeeper and the mischievous troublemaker. Let's start by uncovering her origins and what makes this spirit so fascinating. Her earliest mentions can be traced back to ancient Slavic texts, where she was often associated with the domovoi, the male house spirit. Together, they represent the balance of good and bad within the home. In Slavic mythology, the domovoi is a protective spirit, one that looks after the home and the family. Meanwhile, Kikimora, in contrast, represents disorder and mischief. But why is she so tied to the home? And what does her behavior teach us about family dynamics and domestic life? Take, for example, an old folk story about a family in a small village. The Kikimora first appeared when the house was messy, the offerings to the spirits were forgotten, and misfortune followed. She wasn't necessarily evil. She just wanted to remind the family to pay attention to their household responsibilities. Now that we know a bit about her origin, let's talk about how Kikimora is typically depicted. Typically, Kikimora is described as a small, hunched old woman, dressed in tattered clothes. Some depictions also show her as a young, beautiful woman, depending on the region. This duality reflects her unpredictable nature, both a caretaker and a potentially dangerous force. But her appearance isn't the only fascinating thing about Kikimora. Her personality can vary just as widely. On one hand, Kikimora can be quite helpful. If you treat her well, keeping your house clean, offering her food, she'll help maintain order in the household. You might find that your chores are done, or your children are more well-behaved. But anger her, and she's not afraid to cause chaos. Kikimora's personality often draws comparisons to other Slavic spirits, like the infamous Baba Yaga. Both can be helpful or dangerous, depending on how you approach them. There's an old tale about a kind-hearted family who left bread and milk out for Kikimora, and in return, they found their house tidy every morning. However, a nearby family who neglected the spirit suffered broken tools, missing food, and nightmares. Now that we've covered Kikimora's appearance and personality, let's look at her role in the home. Kikimora's role in the household can be both positive and negative, depending on how she's treated. On the positive side, Kikimora is considered a housekeeper of sorts, taking care of chores, cleaning, and even weaving, but only if the household maintains respect for her and the domestic space. She represents the idea that a home should be kept in order, both physically and spiritually. On the flip side, if you ignore her or disrespect her, Kikimora won't hesitate to punish you. She may cause misfortune, break things, or even disturb your sleep with nightmares. To keep her happy, families would offer food, typically bread, milk, or even honey. Rituals were common to appease her, as many believed that treating Kikimora kindly would ensure a harmonious home. Today, Kikimora is often portrayed in movies and video games, continuing her dual nature as both a helpful and vengeful spirit. But her role remains symbolic, representing the balance of order and disorder that we all navigate in our daily lives. In one folktale, a family forgot to offer Kikimora her share of food. The next morning, their house was a mess. Dishes were broken, and food was spilled everywhere. Kikimora had returned her own version of discipline. Now, let's explore what Kikimora's role in the household reveals about Slavic culture.